First contact. The vast expanse of space had long been the playground of the Galactic Confederation, a coalition of advanced alien species that had mastered interstellar travel centuries ago. Their sleek ships traversed the cosmos, seeking new worlds to explore and civilizations to bring into their fold. It was on one such routine expedition that they stumbled upon a small blue planet in an unremarkable solar system. Earth, as its inhabitants called it, was a curiosity to the Confederation. Initial scans revealed a species on the brink of interplanetary travel, their primitive rockets just beginning to explore their own solar system. The Confederation's Supreme Council debated for days on whether to make contact or simply observe from afar. In the end, curiosity won out, and the decision was made to initiate first contact. Ambassador Zix Loria of the Andromeda, a tall, ethereal being with shimmering silver skin and multifaceted eyes, was chosen to lead the diplomatic mission. As their ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, Zix Loria felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. This was their first encounter with a species so young, yet showing such promise. The landing site chosen was a neutral location, a wide, open field in Switzerland. As the ship touched down, a delegation of Earth's leaders waited with bated breath. Among them stood Dr. Samantha Chen, Earth's foremost xenolinguist, and General Marcus Steele, representing Earth's combined military forces. As the ship's doors opened and Ambassador Zix Loria emerged, flanked by their diverse alien entourage, a hush fell over the human delegation. Dr. Chen stepped forward, her universal translator at the ready. "Welcome to Earth," she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We come in peace and hope for mutual understanding." Zix Loria's multifaceted eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of surprise in their species. "Your language adaptation is impressive, Earth Dweller," they replied, their voice a melodious hum translated through advanced technology. "We, the Galactic Confederation, greet you with open appendages and hope for harmonious integration." The initial meeting proceeded smoothly, with both sides exchanging pleasantries and basic information about their respective societies. However, as discussions delved deeper into the intricacies of galactic politics and Earth's potential role in the Confederation, tensions began to simmer. General Steele, ever cautious, raised concerns about Earth's sovereignty and the potential for exploitation. "While we appreciate the hand of friendship," he said, his voice gruff but diplomatic, "we must ensure that Earth's interests are protected. We won't simply be assimilated into your confederation without guarantees." Zix Loria's skin rippled, a sign of agitation. "Protection? Guarantees? Young species, you misunderstand. The Confederation offers you the stars, millennia of accumulated knowledge, and you speak of protection." Dr. Chen, sensing the rising tension, attempted to mediate. "Perhaps we could discuss specific examples of how younger species have integrated into the Confederation. It might help alleviate some of our concerns." As the diplomats on both sides worked to smooth over the misunderstanding, alarms suddenly blared from the alien ship. Zix Loria's assistant, a small, reptilian being named Krek, rushed over with a holographic display. "Ambassador," Krek chittered urgently, "we're detecting a massive solar flare from Earth's sun. Our calculations show it will hit the planet in less than an hour, with devastating consequences." The human delegation, overhearing this, erupted into panic. General Steele immediately began barking orders into his comms, initiating global emergency protocols. Dr. Chen turned to Zix Loria, her eyes wide with fear and hope. "Can you help us?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Zix Loria hesitated, their mind racing through Confederation protocols and the potential consequences of interfering with a developing planet's natural disasters. But as they looked at the fear and determination in the humans' eyes, something shifted in their perspective. We have technology that could divert the flare," Zix Loria said slowly. "But we would need your assistance. Our ships alone can't cover the entire planet in time." General Steele stepped forward, his earlier suspicion replaced by resolute determination. "Whatever you need, you've got it. just tell us what to do. And so, in the face of impending disaster, humans and aliens found themselves thrust into an impromptu cooperation that would test the limits of both species' abilities and potentially reshape the future of galactic relations. The human factor. As the clock ticked down towards a solar flare's impact, the field in Switzerland transformed into a hive of frenzied activity. Zixloria's team quickly set up a command center, their advanced holographic displays showing real-time data of the approaching solar storm. Meanwhile, General Steele coordinated with military and civilian authorities worldwide, preparing Earth's resources for the alien plan. Dr. Chen found herself in the middle of it all, rapidly translating between the aliens and humans, ensuring no crucial information was lost in the chaos. As she worked, she couldn't help but marvel at the stark differences in how the two species approached the crisis. The aliens moved with practiced efficiency, each member knowing their exact role in the complex plan to divert the solar flare. Their movements were almost choreographed, millennia of experience in handling cosmic phenomena evident in every action. Yet, as the plan unfolded, unexpected challenges arose that seemed to stymie the usually unflappable aliens. "The magnetic fluctuations are stronger than our models predicted," Krek announced, his scales changing color in distress. "Our deflector shields won't be able to cover the calculated area." Zixloria's shimmering skin dulled, a sign of deep concern. "We need to recalibrate, but that would take hours we don't have. Perhaps if we focused only on protecting major population centers." "No," General Steele interrupted, his voice firm. "We protect everyone or no one. There has to be another way." As the aliens debated among themselves, Dr. Chen noticed a young human scientist named Raj Patel watching the holographic displays intently. Raj had been part of Earth's cutting-edge fusion research program, invited to the first contact event due to his brilliant work in plasma physics. "Excuse me," Raj said, his voice quiet but steady. "What if we don't try to deflect the flare, but instead disperse it?" All eyes, human and alien, turned to the young scientist. Raj swallowed hard but continued, pointing at the holographic model of Earth's magnetosphere. "Your ship's deflector shields work on similar principles to our experimental fusion containment fields. If we could position your ships here, here, and here," he said, indicating points around the planet, "and link them to our ground-based fusion reactors, we might be able to create a dispersal net that would break up the flare before it hits us." Silence fell over the command center as both humans and aliens processed the audacious proposal. Zixloria's multifaceted eyes blinked rapidly, signs of intense calculation evident in their changing colors. "It's theoretically possible," Zixloria said slowly. "But the coordination required, the sheer amount of power needed, it's never been attempted on this scale." General Steele stepped forward, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. "But it could work." Zixloria nodded hesitantly. "If we could synchronize everything perfectly, yes. But we'd need to link our systems with your planet's power grid, coordinate with ground crews all over the world, all in less than 40 minutes. "Then let's get to it," Dr. Chen said, her fingers already flying over her translator, ready to convey the complex plan to teams around the globe. What followed was a whirlwind of activity that left even the experienced aliens in awe. Humans from all walks of life, from military personnel to civilian volunteers, sprang into action. Power plants worldwide diverted energy to the fusion reactors. Amateur radio operators formed ad hoc networks to coordinate where official channels were overwhelmed. Raj worked side by side with the alien scientists, his innovative thinking complementing their advanced knowledge in ways neither side had anticipated. As the deadline approached, a web of energy began to form in Earth's upper atmosphere, a shimmering network of human and alien technology working in harmony. When the solar flare hit, the entire planet held its breath. The sky lit up with an otherworldly display as the dispersal net caught the brunt of the stellar storm. For agonizing minutes, the energy levels spiked dangerously, threatening to overwhelm the hastily constructed defenses. But it held. The combined efforts of human ingenuity and alien technologies succeeded where either alone might have failed. As the danger passed and cheers erupted around the world, Zix Loria turned to Dr. Chen, their multifaceted eyes shimmering with an emotion that xenolinguist couldn't quite translate. "In all our travels," the alien ambassador said softly, "we've never encountered a species quite like yours. Your adaptability, your innovative thinking under pressure, it's remarkable." Dr. Chen smiled, exhausted but proud. "We had a lot of practice dealing with crises. It's kind of our specialty." As humans and aliens alike celebrated their shared victory, a new understanding began to form. The Galactic Confederation had come expecting to find a young, perhaps naive species in need of guidance. Instead, they found partners who could teach them a thing or two about thinking outside the box. The crisis had been averted, but its repercussions would echo across the galaxy for years to come. Humanity had made its mark on the cosmic stage, and the universe would never be quite the same. A new era. In the months following the solar flare incident, Earth buzzed with unprecedented activity. The skies, once empty save for the occasional satellite or space station, now played host to a dazzling array of alien ships. Confederation scientists, diplomats, and curious tourists flocked to the blue planet, eager to interact with the species that had so quickly turned galactic expectations on their head. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the center of this whirlwind of interstellar cultural exchange. As Earth's foremost expert in xenolinguistics, she led the efforts to bridge the communication gap between humans and the myriad species of the Confederation. Her days were filled with fascinating challenges, from deciphering the color-based language of the chromatic lumini to interpreting the gravitational pulses used by the gaseous nebulons. "It's like every day is a new puzzle," she explained to a group of wide-eyed students at a newly established xenocultural studies program. "We're not just learning new languages, we're learning entirely new ways of thinking." Meanwhile, General Marcus Steele faced challenges of a different sort. As Earth's military representative in discussions about joining the Galactic Confederation, he had to navigate complex negotiations about defense, resource sharing, and technological exchange. "We're not looking to be anyone's junior partner," he stated firmly during one particularly tense meeting with the Confederation's Security Council. "Earth wants an equal seat at the table." His blunt approach initially ruffled some alien feathers, both literal and metaphorical, but over time, many in the Confederation came to appreciate the refreshing directness of human diplomacy. Perhaps the most profound changes were happening in the realm of science and technology. The young scientist Raj Patel, whose quick thinking had been crucial in averting the solar flare disaster, now found himself leading a joint human-alien research team focused on pushing the boundaries of energy manipulation. "It's incredible," Raj marveled as he gave a tour of the new Unified Physics Lab to a group of visiting dignitaries. "We're combining our out-of-the-box thinking with their advanced theoretical frameworks. The breakthroughs we're making, they're rewriting the laws of physics as we know them." Indeed, the integration of human innovation with alien technology was producing results that astounded even the most experienced Confederation scientists. From more efficient, faster-than-light drives to revolutionary approaches to terraforming, the collaborative efforts were advancing galactic science at an unprecedented rate. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. As humans began to venture out into the wider galaxy, cultural clashes were inevitable. The very traits that made humans valuable partners, their adaptability, their willingness to challenge established norms, sometimes put them at odds with older, more traditional species. On the Confederation capital world of Sonoria Prime, Ambassador Zix Loria found themselves frequently mediating disputes involving human immigrants or traders. "They're like a whirlwind," Zix Loria confided to a colleague after a particularly grueling day of negotiations. "They bring such energy, such fresh perspectives. But sometimes they forget that not everyone moves at their pace." Yet for every challenge, there seemed to be a dozen new opportunities. Human art and culture, with its vast diversity and emotional depth, became the latest craze across the galaxy. alien tourists flocked to Earth to experience everything from the grandeur of the Great Wall to the pulsing beats of underground music clubs in Tokyo. Earth foods, too, became a sensation. The complex flavors and textures, so varied across human cultures, were a revelation to species used to nutritional supplements or single-flavor diets. Restaurants serving authentic human cuisines popped up on space stations and alien worlds, becoming hotspots for interspecies mingling. As the years passed, the initial novelty of human-alien interactions began to give way to a deeper, more nuanced relationship. Humans, for their part, had to come to terms with the fact that they were no longer alone in the universe, no longer the masters of their own destiny. It was a humbling realization, but also an inspiring one. "We've got so much to learn," Dr. Chen mused during a rare quiet moment, watching the sun set over a skyline now dotted with alien architecture. "But we've also got so much to offer. It's like we've finally found our place in the universe, and it's bigger and more wonderful than we ever imagined." On the 5th anniversary of First Contact, a grand celebration was held in the same Swiss field where it had all begun. Representatives from every nation on Earth and every member species of the Galactic Confederation gathered to commemorate the occasion. As holographic fireworks lit up the night sky, displaying iconic images from both human history and alien cultures, Ambassador Zix Loria took the stage. Their multifaceted eyes swept over the diverse crowd, lingering for a moment on the human delegation where Dr. Chen, General Steele, and Raj sat together. 5 years ago, we came to Earth expecting to find a young, perhaps primitive species in need of guidance, Zix Loria began, their melodious voice carrying across the field. Instead, we found teachers, innovators, and friends. The humans have shown us that there is always a new way of looking at the universe, always a new solution to be found. The ambassador paused, their shimmering skin reflecting the holographic lights in a dazzling display. In the short time since they've joined our galactic community, humans have already left an indelible mark. They've challenged our preconceptions, pushed our boundaries, and reminded us of the wonder and potential that still exists in this vast cosmos. Zix Loria raised their upper appendages in a gesture of unity. As we look to the future, we do so not as separate species, but as a truly unified galactic confederation. Together, there are no challenges we cannot overcome, no frontiers we cannot explore. The era of human-alien cooperation has only just begun, and the universe trembles with anticipation at what we will achieve together. As cheers erupted from the assembled crowd, Dr. Chen felt a swell of emotion. She thought back to that first terrifying, exhilarating moment when the alien ship had landed, how far they had come since then, and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter that night, as if they too were celebrating the new era of galactic cooperation. Humanity had taken its place among the